All right, let's do some solving here. Erica's trying to decide between two car rental plans. For how many miles will the plans cost the same? Plan A has an initial fee of $90 and 25 cents a mile. B has an initial fee of $75 and 40 cents a mile. Here's their hint is to write an equation for each plan. Graph the equations. The solution is the intersection of the two lines. And then find the intersection by solving the system of equations. I'm going to cut out this part. You don't have to graph to find the answer to this question. Okay? The solution is where they intersect, but you don't have to graph to find the intersection. We do have to start with the first part of the hint. Write an equation for each plan. Okay? So the initial fee, that's going to add to your total. The thing that's changing is the cost per mile. Okay, so for every mile, your cost goes up. Every mile, cost goes up. The initial fee never changes. So that tells you which one is the slope and which one is just the constant number that's on the end. So for plan A, our equation would look like y equals 0.25x plus 90. Notice I put my slope right here, and again the slope is whatever thing is changing every month, every mile, every day. So for this equation, it would be y equals 0.4x plus 75. Again, the end here doesn't change. That's your initial fee no matter what. But here we have a change, and that's what our slope is that's what's changing each time. So here I have set up my two equations. Now, how am I going to figure this out? How many miles will they cost the same? Well, being the same means to be equal. So what we do is we set these two equal to one another. So we have 0.25x plus 90. We want it to equal 0.4x plus 75. We solve this equation. Okay, we've set them equal to each other. Now we solve. So we want x's on the same side. I'm going to subtract 0.25x here to remove it from this side. Do exactly the same on the other. Okay, so over here I have 90. Over here, 0.4 minus 0.25 left me with 0.15x, and I still have plus 75 on the end. I've gathered my x's to the same side. Now I want to move everything else away from it. So this plus 75 I need to remove, so I would do the opposite and subtract 75. Do the same on the other side of the equation. So now I have 0.15x here, and 90 minus 75 is 15. Okay, my last step, I have 0.15 times x, so I do the opposite and divide both sides by 0.15. 15 divided by 0.15 is 100. Okay, so what was their question? For how many miles will the plans cost the same? Well, they cost the same at 100 miles. Okay, when it's 100 miles, they both cost the same amount of money. If they wanted to know what that amount of money was, we could put 100 back into one of these equations and find it. Let's say we did that. How much would it cost at 100 miles? If we replace the x with 100, 0.25 times 100 is 25, plus 90 is $115. What would we get if we put it in the other one? Well, hopefully the same, because if not, we solved wrong. Let's try it in the other one. Y equals 0.4 times our x, which we said is 100, plus 75. 0.4 times 100 is 40, and 40 plus 75 is also 115. Okay, so at 100 miles, these two plans would cost exactly the same. How much would they cost? $115 each.